What's going on, everybody? We're about to get ready to get started in just a moment. We got a lot to get to, and definitely a lot to discuss as we have a very, very, very big week coming up in football for the Tennessee Titans. So make sure you share this show out. Make sure you share it out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and we are definitely going to get ready to get this thing going. I see we got a few people in already, so we are about to get this rolled on the show in just a few minutes. Let y'all go ahead and get in and spread the word out as well to all the groups, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, on Twitter. Let everybody know that Titans and Truth is live, and we are on a roll and getting ready to get into the Tennessee Titans as they get ready for a big division matchup with the Indianapolis Colts, and it is a monumentally important matchup for the Tennessee Titans. So make sure y'all share the show out. Make sure y'all let everybody know what's up, and we are gonna get ready to do this and have a lot of fun doing it. So again, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for being with me. And I say we get this. I say we get this show on the road, shall we? We get this thing started in 30 seconds. Good evening, Titan Nation. How is everybody? Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing? Welcome into another edition of TNT Titans and Truth tonight. I am your host, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we're gonna have a great time on this evening. So make sure y'all subscribe to the show. Definitely make sure y'all send this show out to everybody, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Definitely send that out to everybody, and make sure y'all share the show out. I know we have a lot of people coming on in here, and we got some good news. Definitely, as Hakeem said, Taylor Lewan back in practice. Jayon Brown designated to return as well. We're definitely going to talk about that. Kent Woods, what's up? I see we got somebody on Facebook coming on in and everything. And what's up? What's up, everybody? What's going on? Ryan, what's up with you, good sir? Ian, and congrats to you and your lady, by the way. Ian, definitely on that. Zach, Diego, biggest game in the rest of the schedule. That much is true. And we're going to definitely get into that. Herman, what's up? Al Pierce, Struck is in the building. Kick some Indianapolis Colt tail. I know that's right. Justice, what's going on? Reggie B down in H-Town. Definitely make sure y'all hit that like button. Definitely do that for me if you don't mind. Let's pay some bills right quick. Let's pay a couple of bills right quick. Definitely make sure y'all share this show out. Share it out to everybody. Whether, again, it's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure y'all share it out. Hit that like button. Smash it for me. I need 50 likes. I want to get about maybe 60 to 75 people in here. So spread the word to everybody. Help me hit 2,000. I am on the road to that. And also, if you want some TNT swag, hit my girl up, Miss Latoya Akinyemi, on Facebook. You can hit her up by that name, and she would definitely respond. Or you can hit me up. If a bunch of you want shirts, just let me know, and maybe I could get in a bulk order to her instead of her doing like 1 or 2 at a time. I could maybe do about 5 to 10 at a time. So if y'all need some TNT swag, some Titans and Truth shirts, hit me up on that on my Facebook, Chris A. Newell, or the TNT Enforcers page, or you can message me. Message me on Instagram. Y'all see it on the ticker at the bottom. You can hit me up anytime, or you can hit her up. Her email is queenbutterflytees@gmail.com, or on Instagram at queenbutterflytees. It's $20 for small to extra large. Double X and up is 25. Okay. And for hats, just like this one that I have on right here, or the red one that you see, and he also got me another design of a red hat that I might be able to get as well. Hit my guy up at Out the Crib Customs. He makes these customly with that. Out the Crib Customs. That's on Instagram at out_the_crib_customs, or on the website at outthecribcustoms.com. Again, if you also need a hat, you can hit me up as well. I believe it is $40 for the hat. That does include shipping, and y'all better get it in now, because you know how crazy shipping is about to get in the country. So definitely make sure if you want those orders, make sure you hit me up, and I will definitely do that for you as well. DO9, what's up? We got the Bay Area in the house. I feel popular right now. I'm like, got some people in from the Bay Area checking in. What's up on Facebook? Let's see. Jay Rod said finally made one of the streams. You got the great one, Mitch Firkins, in the building. I know who that is. Drum star Harold Landry gonna put Wentz in the hospital. Now I got a request from one of my friends, my guy Jimmy Mackey, aka Jay Mackey, who said, he told me, like, look, don't hurt Wentz too bad. Keep him, at least somewhat healthy. I mean, we can hit him, just don't injure him, because he's a Philadelphia Eagles fan, so he wants that first round draft pick. I was laughing when he sent me that and everything. Let's see. Excited for the game. We win, we will end their chance at the division. Yeah, and that's definitely true. Look, I'm trying to find these comments. Trying to find out exactly who commented on who, but I'll get to that. But I appreciate everybody on Facebook and on Twitter that's hitting me up. So, and Miss Mims is here. We got Ian from the Bay Yay area. Yeah, I know. And Miss Mims, the always optimistic Miss Mims, who feels the Titans are gonna just dominate in every game, no matter who we play. So definitely shout out to her on that. So first thing we need to do, let's go ahead and completely close the book on the Indianapolis Colts, because the Colts, on the Kansas City Chiefs, that we demolished them 27-3, which was a fantastic performance all the way around in all 3 phases. And it was just incredible how everybody played in all 3 phases on both sides of the ball. Of course, Tannehill went 21-27, 270 yards, a touchdown, and interception. Derrick Henry, 29 for 86, but he also threw a touchdown pass. A.J. Brown, I don't know why I got running back A.J. Brown. That was my fault. But A.J. Brown, 8 catches, 133 and a touchdown. Michael Pruitt caught the touchdown for Derrick Henry and had another big catch from Tannehill as well. The defense sacked Patrick Mahomes 4 times. Autry, who has really been coming on strong lately with 2 sacks. Landry and Bud Dupree each with 1. Landry with 7.5 sacks, which I believe is 3rd in the league. And Bud Dupree got his first sack as a Tennessee Titan. And, we and the graphic is incorrect. It is not Josh Allen, we held Patrick Mahomes to 206 yards and no touchdown, which was the first time in his career that Patrick Mahomes has been held under 250 yards and for no touchdowns. That is the first. And so it's great that we get to be the first for a good reason for once. So that is something that we definitely hang our hats on, is that. And all the national media, all they kept talking about was what's wrong with the Chiefs, what's wrong with the Chiefs, and what's wrong with Patrick Mahomes. Their defense sucks. And really, and it was really, honestly, it was as expected. They weren't really going to give the Titans all the love that they deserve. They were just going to bank on, what's up with the Chiefs? Why are the Chiefs so bad? Which, again, it's something we expect, and it's something we're just going to have to deal with. So that's that on that. But get some of your comments before we go into the two-tone blue star of the week. And let's see, get to a few comments. Let's see, let's tighten up podcast. My guy Parrish and the guys. What's going on with you? Zach says, Landry, Dupree, Autry, and Simmons, the four horsemen. I kind of like that. And for the first time, I will say we caused some Music City mayhem in this thing today. Tremaine Rogers, what's up? He's in it. Steve Crosio saying sweeping the Colts is number one priority. I agree. Ms. Mims, of course. Again, as optimistic as always, thinks we'll beat every team on the schedule and go undefeated the rest of the way, which I love that. I love that optimism. I really do. Titans going to win the division, be 6-2, remain number one in the South. We got a big chance. Titan Rob says, tighten up. Ian says, I don't even care about getting love from the national media. They can't even get our players. Which, yes, that has happened, and we will talk about that. We'll definitely talk about that. David Long Jr. on NFL Total Access right now. Very interesting. And David Long has really stepped up tremendously in a lot of different ways. So, first up, before we get to the two-tone blue star of the week, here's some news, some tight news that came out. You have Taylor Lewan returning to practice. He has to clear concussion protocol. Jayon Brown, Derek Roberson, and Aaron Brewer have been now designated to return. I believe the Titans did sign a running back / return man to the practice squad who was formerly with the Cleveland Browns. I believe his last name is Hilliard. I'm trying to see what was his first name. But I know Deontay Foreman, the Titans worked him out today. Worked him out. So they may be bringing him back as well, which, I mean, I honestly didn't understand why they let go of Deontay Foreman in the first place. That was something that I was pretty confused about, is that why did they let Deontay Foreman go in the beginning, because he really could have spared Derrick Henry a whole lot more and everything. So I don't know why, but hopefully, we definitely get Deontay Foreman on the team. It will be actually pretty good to have him back in the fold. And I'll give you a second. I'm trying to find this running back's name they added to the practice squad. Let's see, because I know they put it out here, and I'm trying to get the name. Yeah, bear with me for just a moment. Thank y'all for bearing with me and everything. I'm looking at some comments. I know they had a press conference after practice and everything. Dontrell Hilliard. That's who that was. Dontrell Hilliard. Ms. Mim says they don't get a Titan no credit at all. I'm going to disagree. Again, Good Morning Football is about the only show that consistently gives the Titans any love, which I know they're owned by the NFL and they try to give all the teams love, but at least NFL Network is pretty Good Morning Football is pretty consistent. On Get Up, Mike Greenberg was the only one, excuse me, Greenberg was the only one that picked the Titans to win that game against the Chiefs. Not against the Chiefs. He was the only one that picked us to beat the Bills, I should say. He was the only one that picked us to do that. So I do have to give him props. Lake Show, Titan 864 says, big game this Sunday, which it is. Definitely that. Kid says, I would rather the national media not talk about us and let us fly under the radar, which I think a lot of us expect that. That, you know what? Don't talk about us. That works out even better for us. So, we got to see if they're going to be put back on the roster. Ty Ross says, do you think the Titans make a trade before the deadline? If so, which position? That is a to be determined. I don't know if they're going to make that move. I know Mekhi Sargent got back on the practice squad. I don't know, I don't really know if they're going to make a move. This Chiefs performance, they might think, oh, yeah, we're just fine right where we're at. Now, I have heard some stuff as far as a name or two being put out as far as possible trade desk partners. One being Hayden Hurst from the Atlanta Falcons at tight end, which, hey, I would not mind that one bit. We need a tight end. We definitely need a tight end. That much would be really, really good. Another Evan Ingram, although he's a little bit injured, but I don't know about that one. Hayden Hurst, I think, would be a better target for us in the end. So I wouldn't mind that at all. Cornerback could be another, maybe a Kyle Fuller, maybe a Cam Dantzler, like TD mentioned. That's another. So let's see. Ian Taylor says, I also felt as if they had Henry out there too long, because it was evident the game was in hand. Evans and McNichols are sufficient to hold down. Well, here's the thing about that. With the Kansas City Chiefs, the game is never in hand because they could have easily came back. And that was the thing I was waiting on, and it just never happened. I'm watching the game. I'm like, yep, they're going to come back. Chiefs are going to do something. Chiefs are going to, strike, but they never did. So Let's Tie Up podcast says NFL is pretty good. It's pretty good too, honestly. One of the only shows I watch on ESPN. Like I said, I tend to lean towards Good Morning Football. Steve Crosby says CBS Sports has the Titans trading for Derek Barnett in exchange for a third-round pick. Not a bad idea. Hey, you can't have too many pass rushers. Look at the Giants when they beat the Patriots when they were undefeated. You could never have too many pass rushers. So I wouldn't be too hard on that. And with that, just in case if Harold Landry is too expensive for you to bring back, Derek Barnett can replace him. Okay, NFL Live is what you were talking about. Clowney says, Truth, how do you feel about the possibility of re-signing Deontay Foreman? I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind at all. Ms. Mims says, bring back Dennis Kelly. I think everybody wouldn't mind that at all. But we got these guys coming back. I know Julio did not practice, and I'm actually going to bring up the injury report. And there it is right there. These are the guys. That's the injury report from TD and from others from practice. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, you had tackle Bobby Hart and A.J. Brown limited. Kendall Lamb and Taylor Lewan were full participants. And there's a lot of guys that did not practice. Roger Sappho, Tier Tart, but Dupree probably getting some rest. Julio Jones probably getting some rest. Monty Rice dealing with an illness. He'll probably be back. And again, this is just Wednesday. You got to, take it with a grain of salt. is just Wednesday. So really, you'll find out more going into Thursday and Friday, really, who has a chance to really play or not. With that, let's see. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Quesenberry's holding down the right side pretty well. Titan Rob. I mean, Quesenberry's done okay. Quesenberry's done okay. I know there's rumors out there about Andre Dillard from the Eagles. I don't know if they're gonna ever put Dylan Radunz at right tackle, which they should have a long time ago. I don't know. Al Pierce says, "Read today we might be looking at trading Josh Reynolds." I could see that as a possibility as well. I've heard an article where Josh Reynolds could be a trade target. I can't remember what article that was. I did see that in my Bleacher Report feed that Josh Reynolds could be a trade candidate. Again, that's not guaranteed or anything with that, but that is something that I did see on Titans Wire, on the Titans Wire website. Josh Reynolds is that guy that the Titans could trade. So I could definitely see that being a possibility. So before we get to the two-tone blue star of the week, I'm going to give you my stock up, stock down after this game with the Indianapolis Colts. And let's start with stock up. Make sure y'all smash that like button, by the way. Stock up. Danico Autry, who has been on a tear as of late and has been very impressive. Of course, he has 3.5 sacks on the year, which is very impressive. David Long continues to shine and shine well. I mean, right now, already has 51 tackles, which, if I'm not mistaken, does lead the team. He leads the team in tackles. And he also had that big tip for the interception for Rashaan Evans. So David Long is becoming a star, a major star. And also the coordinators, Shane Bowen and Todd Downing. I cannot believe I'm saying that, especially with Shane Bowen. Todd Downing has put a couple of nice weeks together of calling plays. I think he's figured it out. I think Todd Downing has figured it out. Shane Bowen, that still remains to be seen. I mean, I put him up here because that was a heck of a performance that his defense put on against one of the more prolific offenses in the league in Kansas City. Now, they did not have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but they still had Patrick Mahomes. You had Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. You had Josh Gordon coming back, Demarcus Robinson. They had pretty much their full slate of offense, and we held them to 3 points. Very, very impressive by Shane Bowen. And then stock down, and for kicks and giggles, of course, I put Patrick Mahomes because he's really struggling. I mean, he's thrown an interception in 6 straight games and just does not look like himself. Looks like he has to play hero ball because his defense is terrible. Janoris Jenkins, again, didn't do anything to hurt the team, but didn't do anything to help the team either. I mean, you saw guys like Dane Cruikshank, Matthias Farley, of course, Kevin Byard, who has been on a roll as of late. And I can't believe I didn't put Byard, the mayor of Murfreesboro, as one of my stocks up, which I am fixing that as we speak. Definitely Kevin Byard deserves to be on the stock up. Roger Saffold, it seems like every game he goes down to a knee and has to come out of the football game for some reason. It seems like every time, every game, there's a stoppage in play, be like, there's an offensive lineman down, it's Roger Saffold. Saffold always tends to go down every game and has to come out for a couple of plays. Now, he finished the game, but it just seemed like this is becoming all too familiar. So let me see your comments. Who is your stock up and stock down when it comes to the Tennessee Titans. So let's see. Jane Roberts says we should see if Cleveland trades Njoku. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's see. Tremaine says Todd Downing is figuring his offense out. I agree with that. Titans Rossi, what's up, man? How's it going? Make sure y'all subscribe to him. He's putting out some great content. I believe he's going live in about an hour. In about an hour. Well, really, in about 5 to 10 minutes, I would say. I think he's doing Eastern time. I'm not sure. But he's going to start to go live. Let's see. Reggie B. David Law needs to forever start. He's a starter right now. Lake Show says Evans played decent Sunday. Rashawn Evans did play well. He stacked a couple of weeks of decent game together. Tyrod says Bowen has been impressive. The pass rush, definitely. Ian says stock up for Brett Kermy, came back from groin injury and COVID and punted his tail off. He only had to punt twice. Tyrod said Kendall Lamb had a good game. Lamb did all right. I can't complain. I think stock up Kevin Byard, the mayor of Murfreesboro. I said it before and I'll say it again. The mayor of Murfreesboro is back and in full effect. Looks like we got over 40 people in here. That's great. Let's keep that going up. Let's get up to 50. Y'all help me out with that. And make sure on the YouTube channel, y'all go to my YouTube page. Make sure you turn on your notifications so that you know when I'm bringing something out. So that y'all know, so it'll come up in your notifications. Hey, Titans of Truth is about to go live. So that way y'all know what's going on. Lakeshore says Saffold is hurt almost every other play. He's on a knee. Yep. We see that pretty much almost every game. Jamie Leva says, does anyone find it weird that Mahomes always cleared concussion protocol? It was interesting that he cleared it so fast, but they didn't put it back in the game because they were getting blown out. Ian says 31 Savage, trending up. Ian Taylor says, I honestly believe Saffold's going to retire after this season. He's been hurt too often and is breaking down. I don't know. We'll definitely see. But he has been breaking down quite a bit. Zach says Pruitt, stock up. Crookshank, stock up from Jamie. Tyrod says going on in an hour. Okay, so 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, he'll be live. Let's see. Ms. Bim said, better use the same energy against the Chiefs in the game against the Colts. Not the ball from the Colts sack the quarterback. We going to see about that. CJ, my brother, Blue 5. And Roger Saffold does have heart because he does try to play through it. CJ said, hit that like button. Please do, y'all. We're up to 45. Keep going. I want to get past 50. We got to get past 50. Let's go to 60. So keep bringing that up, y'all. Tyrod says, amazing how good we're doing with all these backups. Imagine if we're at full strength. True. Bud Dupree, definitely stock up. Titans Tour says, I'm late. What's up? Glad you're here. Josh says, Landry second in sacks, becoming a star. We got to lock him up. Bryce Pat, what's up with you? Josh, what's going on? Bald and Beer, we slick stacked that linebacker. Can't disagree with that. Stock up. O-line, Bullet, coordinator, stock down. Darrington Evans, Josh Reynolds. Darrington Evans made it through a game. I will say that. He made it through a game, Phillip. He did. And Randy Bullock has been doing well. Last time we were at Indy is 35-14 at the half. We're definitely going to see about that. So, with all this being said, let's move on to the two-tone blue star of the week. We saw some guys that had to stock up and stock down, but who is your two-tone blue star of the week? Well, actually, I got my fan on right now. Hopefully, that's not disturbing anybody. If not, I can cut it off. So, definitely got to have some air. Got to keep it cool. I mean, I know it's getting into the fall and everything, but I got to keep it cool. So, Derrick Henry, we know his stock is all the way up. He's the king. That goes without saying. So, Who is your two-tone blue star of the week? David Van Pelt says David Long is our best inside linebacker. I agree. Had to look hard for stock down. True. So Josh is going with A.J. Brown. Tice Torch going with David Long. David Van Pelt's going with A.J. James Rogers going with Vrabel. Very good game. Quinn Pinder says David Long and A.J. Let's see. Zach going with A.J. Brown. Titan Rob going with Landry. Baldwin Beer going with a unusual one. Greg Mabin, who did play all the snaps. B. Yost, A.J. Brown. Ian says, nah, you good, just telling jokes. I appreciate that. Justice says A.J. Brown. Could also say Danico Autry and David Long. Josh Brown, like, this guy. Zach going with Tannehill. Joseph Roger, A.J. Brown. Wow, this is getting pretty good. Jamie coming in with Crookshank. Ms. Mills, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you watch the rest of it when you come back. But it looks like it's a pretty big vote. Yeah, it's going to cost us some money to re-sign Harold Landry. That much is a fact. It's going to cost us some money. But it looks like the two-tone blue star of the week will have to go to Mr. Downtown A.J. Brown. 8 catches, $133, and a touchdown. And if you really think about it, in the last two games combined, AJ has really made some production. I mean, he has, in the last two games, 150. He has 15 catches, 224 yards, and a touchdown in the last two games against Buffalo and Kansas City. I mean, he's hot. He's getting hot right now. And eventually I think Julio is going to get there as well. I mean, Julio has 17 for 301. AJ has 25 for 354. AJ has 2 TDs. Julio should have one. Julio should have had a touchdown already. But I give it to AJ Brown. So that's going to be great. Now, let me get to some of your comments before we go to the dunce of the day, because y'all got some good ones. Let's see. Dupree stock got his stock up, but another star could be Byard. I agree. Kevin Byard, Harold Landry, Danico Autry, definitely honorable mentions. We definitely need the Julio we saw in Seattle. Baldwin Beer says, how do we pay Landry, Simmons, Evans, and AJ? That's going to be a good question, because we're going to have to pay, I think, Harold Landry, we're going to have to pay. AJ Brown, we're going to have to pay, because AJ is going to be going into his 4th year. So AJ, really you want to get AJ locked up before next season, because he's going into his 4th year. And you want to lock him up before he becomes a free agent, or have to put the franchise tag. Harold Landry, you're going to have to find a way to lock him up very fast. I mean, I know J-Rob doesn't usually do contracts in the middle of the season, but if it were me, I would be trying to sign Harold Landry before the end of the year. Forgive me, I wanted to turn my hat a little bit. But if it were me, I'm trying to sign Harold Landry before the end of the year. Big Jeff, we ain't got to worry about him yet. We got to decide on his 5th-year option before the beginning of next year, which I'm pretty sure they're going to pick up his 5th-year option. I think it's pretty academic. They're going to pick up Harold Landry, Jeff Simmons' 5th-year option. When Julio gets going, it's going to be hard to beat. I agree. Rashaan Evans, no. I don't think we're paying him. It's either going to be him or Jayon Brown, and right now I'm choosing Jayon. So, who are y'all dunce of the day? Because there could be a couple of guys that could get the mark. Let's see. Titan Up Podcast says Tannehill for that interception. Let's see. Dunce of the day. Justice comes in with Travis Kelce trying to complain to the refs about being held. David Long did mock him. I did see that. Let's see. Jenkins for getting burnt, although the pass wasn't completed. Yeah, we do have the 50 option on Simmons, which they're gonna pick that up. Pocket panic leading to that interception. Yeah, Tannehill should have threw that pick. I can agree with that. Let's see. Quinn says AJ may be that dude that may take a team friendly option, and maybe Simmons may, but I'm not sure of the other. I mean, I could see that if AJ like look, like for example, Tannehill, took a restructured deal saying, look, get Julio taken care of. And then I think Julio restructured as well. So I think AJ may take a team-friendly deal to say, you know what? Hey, make sure Landry gets his money, or make sure, you take care of Julio, make sure Julio is good, and me, I'm good and stuff. So that's possible. We could see that. We pay if we get by getting rid of Lawan, Rashawn. Let's see, Jason. I'm not sure who you mean by that. Restructure buyer. Now Taylor Lewan is interesting because Taylor Lewan, he could get cut and you could easily save about $13 million. Shane says, Dunce of the day goes to Stephen A, saying Carr's on the same level as Tannehill. You know what? Chiefs as a whole, Travis Kelce. Josh says, AJ's a bit of a diva, but not AB caliber. Now, AJ is a bit of a diva, but he's not that type of diva like an AB, like a Chad Johnson used to be, or a T.O. He is not like that type of diva that it goes to his head. Yeah, he wears the flashy clothes and stuff like that, but AJ he's a team guy. He's a team first guy. So the dunce of the day, I'm going to go a couple of different directions. I'm going to go with Travis Kelce because Kelce did look frustrated all game, and David Long did make a mockery of him. Stephen A and all those guys, trust me, I'm going to get to them a little bit later. If the Bills let go of Lewan, we should pick them up. Jayon Brown. Now, Jayon Brown's on a contract year. I would like to see him back. Will Henry, what's up? AJ is a dog. He's going to be mad if he does bad and knows he could do better. True. Now, I slick have to give an honorable mention to Mike Vrabel because I believe in a very small way, Mike Vrabel called out the fan base for, I guess, so many Chiefs fans so many Chiefs fans being in the stands and not enough Titan fans. I mean, look, I would have been at the game, but I had a birthday that I had to celebrate. And if y'all want me to continue doing this podcast, we got up to 52 people in here. It looks like, from what I'm hearing, the likes are there. So much appreciated. Let's definitely keep that going. So, I'm seeing that I'm seeing the likes have definitely went up. So I appreciate it. Let's keep it going. And let's see. Nissan Stadium ticket prices. Prices are a bit up. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I got to sell my ticket to a Titans fan and made pretty good profit off of that. Wish I would have been there. I wanted to be there, but I had to celebrate the lady's birthday, and I got to do it right. Got to stay alive so I can keep doing this with that. So, definitely Dunce of the day, Travis Kelce getting picked on. But now it is time for my favorite segment and yours. It is time indeed for Pick My Brain.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
All right, it is time for Pick My Brain. So y'all know what y'all can do. Y'all can hit me up with some questions and definitely hit me up with some questions. Let me know what you want to know. We did talk some trade earlier. And one question I want to ask y'all while y'all are getting questions from me is, are the Titans the best team in the AFC? And here's why I asked this question. If you look at the standings as of right now, these are the current standings. If the playoffs were to begin, you would have right now Cincinnati is at the top. They lead the North at 5-2. Then there's the Rams at 5 and the Raiders at 5-2, leading the West. Shockingly. Then there's us in the 3 seed. We're tied for the number 1 seed in the South. And then Buffalo, who had a bye, they lead the East at 4-2. Right now, the wild cards are Baltimore at 5-2, the Chargers at 4-2, and then Cleveland at 4-3. So as of right now, if the playoffs were to begin, Cincinnati would get the first round bye and home field advantage throughout the playoffs. The Titans would host the LA Chargers at Nissan Stadium. And then the Rams would host the Cleveland Browns, and the Buffalo Bills would host the Baltimore Ravens. That's what the standings look like as of right now. So with that being said, you see Cincinnati, the Rams, Buffalo. In your honest opinion, are the Tennessee Titans the best team in the AFC? I know a lot of y'all want to say, yes, we are the best team. But we have to be honest and objective when it comes to that. So, pizza or wings? Definitely like pizza. Although I did have some very good wings last night. Let's see. With Jayon Brown slated to return, who will he replace in the linebacker unit? They've been doing decent without him. Depends on how Monty Rice comes back. I think Jayon Brown starts with David Long and takes some snaps away from Rashaan Evans. So I think that's what I think too. Tighten Up Podcast says, smart man. Hey, trying to stay alive. Shane says, yes. Josh says, I think it's still the Bills, but it's close. Agreed. Bald and Beard says, Titans are the best team. And obviously, Shane thinking yes. Lake Show saying yes, it's the Titans. Ian says, I had to celebrate my wife's birthday this weekend too, so I understand. Exactly. Got to stay alive as long as possible. Zach says, I mean, we could be any team, so yes, I'll put us up there. Paulie D, what's up, man, says, when you beat the 2 teams that win the AFC Championship game within 6 days, that says a lot. And that's true. Josh says, Bills 1, Titans 2, Bengals 3, Ravens 4, Chargers 5, Raiders 6. Man. Well, I can see that. I can definitely understand where he's coming from. Let's see. Titan Blue said, do you think Lawan's going to retire soon? He stays hurt. I doubt it. I think Lawan, he loves playing football. He loves playing football. He's going to try to play as long as he possibly can, but the injuries are definitely catching up. And I see my guy Ken Moore is at the Astros Braves game tonight. So good luck to the Astros and the Braves. When we're clicking, nobody can hang with us. I mean, I think it does. And Quentin Ponder is thinking like me. I'm going to say not yet, but I think if we win these next two games, beat Indy, beat the Rams, then yeah, maybe we start talking about that. Definitely top three, I agree. Pizza and wings, I like it. I think Titans are number 2 after Buffalo, then it's Cincinnati. If the defense was showing us what they'll be going forward, we're the best in the NFL. I could see that too. Let's see. No, I need to see a bit more. When we play lower teams, we got to annihilate. Agreed. I say no, we need to see more from the defense without injuries. What up? What up, True to Titan Overdrive? What's up? Tyler, what's up, man? Been a while. The Power Hour. What's up with you, man? And Power Hour, I owe him an apology. I was supposed to be on with the Power Hour last night, and I totally effed up on that one. So, Dunce of the day, me for that. So, but we did talk and we made that up. I believe I will be on his show next week, and I'm going to get with Tighten Up Podcast and Two Tone Zone as well. The best in the NFL is the team that made us look stupid week 1. In the NFL, yeah, the Cardinals. They're undefeated. If we play like we did Sunday, put up more points on those good teams, the defense stays tough, we can be. Agreed. So, yes. And then here's Philip with a question. With 2 great back-to-back wins and the Rams next week, is this a recipe for a trap game? I'm going to say no, because Vrabel seemed unhappy after this game and was just like, hey, we're moving on to the Colts. We know it's a division game. So I don't think anybody's looking past the Indianapolis Colts because it's a division game. It's way too important. In my honest opinion, we could shoot for the number 1 seed. I say we worry about the number 1 seed win, and if we win next Sunday. Shay said we will beat the Colts by 10 or 17. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to put the graphic back up of the standings. Right now, I think Buffalo is still the best team in the AFC. Even though we did beat them, they were very impressive. And they have been killing everybody. I think we are number 2. I'm going to say that. I think we're 2. I think the Raiders are 3. I mean, the Raiders have, I think they did beat the Broncos. They've also gotten a victory over the Ravens as well. Now, Cincinnati did it against the Ravens, but you know what? I'm going to say Buffalo 1, Titans 2. I'm going to say Cincinnati 3, and then the Raiders 4. And then Baltimore, Chargers, Cleveland. And this is why I have it like this. I still think Buffalo is the complete team in the AFC right now. But I think if we keep going in the trajectory that we're going, I think we can surpass them. Cincinnati, you know, I know that is my younger brother's team. And I know Cincinnati has been very impressive. You know, that was a impressive victory over the Baltimore Ravens. However, I'm just not sure I'm ready to believe in Cincinnati yet. I think they're going to come back down to earth eventually. Like earlier in the year, Broncos were 3-0. I was like, no, the Broncos are frauds. I think they're going to come back down to earth. Cincinnati, I think at some point is going to come back down to earth. Now, yes, they have the Jets next, and they're going to beat them. The Browns, I don't know how they're going to be with their injuries. Now, the Bengals and Raiders do play each other on November 7th, right before we play the Rams. That's going to be a very interesting game, and that's going to be telling. If the Bengals beat the Raiders, then the Bengals could very well be for real. If they beat the Steelers again, then they got the Chargers, 49ers. They got to play the Ravens. They got to play the Chiefs. If the Bengals can get through that and do well in some of those games, then I do believe the Bengals could definitely be for real. Without a doubt in my mind. So we're definitely going to see about that. Raiders, the Raiders, the Raiders are kind of a crazy team to figure out too. They had the whole thing with John Gruden and, with him getting fired, and maybe that helped them out because they beat the Broncos, they beat the Eagles, they have the Giants this week. Well, I take that back. The Raiders are on a bye this week. Then they got the Giants. Then they got the Chiefs. Now, if the Raiders beat the Chiefs down, then I could definitely see where the Raiders could be in a conversation. So we're definitely going to find that out without a doubt in my mind. November 21st, Bengals and Raiders. That's going to be a good game. So let's see. Bringing up and there it is. Power Hour said November 10th, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I will be joining the Power Hour along with my guy, Adam McMillan, a.k.a. Titan Man, on November 10th. So can't wait for that. I am excited. I am definitely excited to be on the Power Hour. Let's see. Ooh, that is on a Wednesday. Now, Power Hour, I thought he said it would be on the 8th, so I don't know. We'll get that worked out, but it is that week. So we'll definitely do that. Josh says, if you're concerned about Henry's carries, I have a theory. The games after the Rams game provide a plethora of opportunities for Henry to rest. We'll definitely see about that. Titan Overdrive said, we can beat the Colts. We have a better roster. We just got to stay hungry. Will Cousins said, did you notice our second and third string D held first two teams to only 6 points in the preseason, and here they stepped in and held the Chiefs to 3 points with 4 more starters out? That's true. Colts treating this game like a playoff game, knowing if they win, it puts them back in the hunt. We have to end those playoff dreams and be more physical, show who's boss. Yes, I agree. Let's see. Want to see a list of our injuries. I'll bring that back up one more time. This was the injury report from today. So obviously see Kari Blasingame, Bud Dupree, Amani Hooker, Chris Jackson, Julio, Bonnie Rice, Chester Roger Saffo, Tier Tart did not practice. Bobby Hart, A.J. Brown were limited. Kendall Lamb and Taylor Lewan did practice. So that's the injury report, at least for today. According to odds makers, Titans have the second best odds to win the AFC. Let's see. Come out and hit the Colts in the mouth. Tyler says, I want to win first, but I would be a liar and say if I didn't want Henry to break 2K again. We've got next Tuesday. Yeah, that's right. Power Hour on Monday the 8th. So yeah. And of course, you gotta have a Colts fan, which I do give love to all Colts, to anybody, to any football fans, Colt fans alike, even though it ain't looking too pretty for y'all coming up. But glad you're watching the show. I appreciate you watching. Definitely welcome to join us and stick around. Whenever Fulton come back, that'll be huge. Let's do the season so far. Titans have the best odds to make the playoffs in the AFC at 91%. I believe it was, 91, 92%. So, now that that's done, now it is time for the Blue Enforcer 4 points to victory. And before we do that, let's go over the Indianapolis Colts. Because first off, the last time the Titans played the Colts, we beat them 25-16. Tannehill was 18 to 27 for 197, threw 3 touchdowns, but threw 2 interceptions. One of them was bad to Darius Leonard. Derrick Henry had 28 carries, 113 yards. Nick Westbrook-Akina had 4 catches, 53 yards and a touchdown. Julio had 3 for 47. The defense got a couple of sacks. Wentz only threw for 194, and we held Taylor to 164 yards rushing. So that was a very good performance, and we were able to get the W. The last Colts game, they beat the San Francisco 49ers 30-18. Wentz only threw for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor had 18 carries, 107 yards on the score. And Michael Pittman Jr., who has been very impressive, had 4 catches, 105, and a touchdown. The Colts had 2 picks and 2 sacks, although they did allow Deebo Samuel to go over 100 yards receiving and gave up a 100-yard rusher in a guy by the name of Mitchell, who I've never heard of. So, this game is extremely important. We played Nelson in week 3. Now, he went down, but we did play him. Nelson is back for this particular game. This week, Shea Price says this is a dogfight. I agree. Josh saying this game is important for our season as it is for the Colts. Yes. Philomath says, should we be giving up any should we give up running any toss plays? It seems we get negative yards. I know A to Z Sports, Austin has said throw away the toss play. A couple of times it's worked. A couple of times it's not. Like the Tannehill touchdown run, he faked the toss to Henry and was able to run it in. So maybe not completely give it up. Tighten Up Pod says, Colt fans have a respectable fan base. I had one on my show last night. Yeah, the Colts don't exactly troll us like some other teams' fans do. But it is time for now the Blue Enforcer 4 points to victory. So now it is time for the Blue Enforcer 4 points to victory. How do the Tennessee Titans get this win against the Indianapolis Colts? And some stats I forgot to bring up. On the offensive side of the ball, the Titans went up. 6th best scoring offense in the league, 11th in total offense, number 3 in running the ball. We've come up to 25 in passing the ball, and we only gave up 1 sack in the last 2 games, which is 21 sacks. The Colts, on the other hand, are 15th in points per game. They are 14th in yards per game in total offense, 9th in running the ball, 23rd in passing the ball. They have allowed 15 sacks. On the defensive side, the Colts are 11th scoring defense, 15th in yards allowed. Let's see. I think I may have this incorrect. Let's see. I think I got it incorrect on that stat line. The Colts, I believe, are not 27th in run defense. I believe they're more so closer to the middle of the pack. Let's see. So that's my fault on that one. The Colts are 14th. The Colts are 14th against the run, and I believe they are 13th against the pass. And they have 14 sacks as a team, and their turnover differential is +9. The Titans, 16th in scoring defense, which has really come up. That's the biggest step up. We're holding Patrick Mahomes to 3 points. We go from 24th to 16. We're 22nd in total defense, 9th against the run. We're up to 24th against the pass, 17 sacks. Our turnover differential has really come down. It is now at -1, which is pretty good. And we got a super chat. We got a couple super chat. Will Henry with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much for that, Will. Appreciate the super chat so very much. Let's see. Josh saying we should attack the secondary. AJ and Julio go eat. C-Dub says, what's up, Truth? I definitely appreciate that. Let's see. Shay Price says we could effectively win the division this week. Shane predicted we'll get to Carson Wentz 3 times. Josh says we're actually above 20th against the pass. I think 16th or 15th. Let's see. I'll have to check on that and confirm. I had that confirmed before, hopefully Sunday. But we'll appreciate the super chat. Definitely thank you very much for that super chat indeed. And it is always anything that y'all do, I appreciate. It helps me. It helps it helps me so I can put on better content for all of you. So thank y'all so much for all the support. But let's get to the Blue Enforcer 4 points to victory. Number 1, and I'll put that super chat back up in a minute. Number 1, tackle with discipline. And when I say that, first off, tackle, wrap up, shut down Jonathan Taylor. He had 107 yards last week. The last time we faced him, we held him to 64 yards rushing. The Colts tend to not do well if Taylor is under 65 yards rushing. And he does have a case of fumbleitis. He tends to have fumbleitis issues. So, if you can kind of knock that ball out, he does have some security issues with the football. So, knock the ball out and cause some turnovers. That's going to help us out tremendously. Will says, thank you for that. I appreciate you, Will. So, number 1, tackle with discipline. Try to get the ball out, but secure the tackle first. Number 2, launch an all-out assault. Now, the Titans did a very good job of getting home to, I forgot to cut my light on. They did a very good job of getting home to Patrick Mahomes with just rushing 4. In this game, we're probably going to have to blitz a little because of that very good offensive line the Colts have. Get after Carson Wentz, put him down. You know he's reckless. Let him make mistakes for you and let him turn the ball over. That's something that we have to do. And we did a good job of that in the first game, really kind of harassing Wentz a lot in the game. So launch an all-out assault, get after him, and put him on his tail. Now, Jay Mackey, if you're watching this, we will try not to get him killed, but we are going to hit him. That much is a fact. Let me get to some of y'all comments. Again, Will, thank you again for the super chat once again. Let's see. Josh says beating the Colts is huge. We all know that. Colts still have to play the Bills, Bucks, and Cards had 3 more losses, bringing them to a minimum of 10-7 or 9-8. Got to stop the Colts run. Agreed. Let's see. Josh saying good point. Shane says proving to be a potentially pretty good front 4, but yeah, I agree. May have to blitz a little bit more with that line. And so that's something we may have to try to do is blitz a little bit more. Number 3, attack with intelligent aggression. And this is what I mean when I say that. With the aggression, be aggressive on offense. Be creative, but you don't have to get cute in going at this defense. Get Julio and AJ involved early. This secondary for the Colts is not very good. You can attack them. Now, Darius Leonard is very good. Ozariki is pretty good. They are good in the middle at linebacker, but you got to attack that secondary. You attack them. I mean, yeah, Xavier Rhodes is back there, but if you attack that secondary with AJ and Julio, you could have some success. I like what Alpier said. Running off Herman, leave no doubt. Steven Cross says King Henry is Simba and the Colts defense is Scar, refusing to step down. Colts defense is definitely going to try to refuse. Tyler says, you think Julio is at 100%? I would say not yet, but I think that could be coming. So, again, get Julio and AJ involved early, then let the King do his thing as he always does. And then last but not least, which a lot of you have mentioned this, TCB, take care of business. Put the Colts down for good. Make them tap out and claim what is yours. Because here's the thing. Right now in the division, in the standings, you have essentially okay, there we go. Had lost my mind for a second. But we're at 5-2. The Colts are 3-4. So we right now have about a 2-game lead. And if you really give the first victory we have a 2.5-game lead on the Colts. So we have this lead on the Colts. Can y'all hear me still? Because I know I lost my bite for a quick second. But I believe I am back. So the Colts we have about a 2.5-game lead on the Colts. If we beat the Colts, all right, there we are. Can y'all get me now? Okay. So let's get back to the point. Take care of business. Put the Colts down. Make them tap out, claim what's yours. We have about a 2.5-game lead on the Colts. If we win this game, we go to 6-2. We drop the Colts to 3-5. That is about a 3-game, really close to 4-game lead. We would own the tiebreaker over the Colts. We sweep the Colts and pretty much could wrap up the division unofficially if we beat the Colts. Because Austin put out these numbers on A to Z Sports. If the Tennessee Titans win this game, we have a 96% chance to win the division. 96, 97%. And drops the Colts' chances down to 4%. And for the Colts, it damages their chances of even making the playoffs at this point. So in this game, if the Tennessee Titans want to prove their dominance, they need to go ahead and shut the Colts down and basically put this division on ice. And if we do that and beat the Colts, then we could talk about going after that number 1 seed and the bye week. We can then talk about that. But we got to put this game away first. We got to take care of the Colts first. And so that's my Blue Enforcer 4 points to victory. Tackle with discipline, launch an all-out assault, attack with intelligent aggression, and take care of business. Do that, we can win this division. We can essentially win this division on Sunday, knock the Colts out. And then the Rams game 2 weeks from now, It's pretty much an added bonus if we win Sunday. We win Sunday, then it really doesn't matter what we do in LA against the Rams, because that's an NFC game, and it's really not. I mean, it'll count in the win-loss category, but at the same time, I mean, if we drop to 6-3 after that, it's really not going to kill us in any way. So let's see. Everybody glad I can hear back. Comic God says there was no T.Y. Hilton the first time. He's going to be a problem. Yeah, T.Y. Hilton could be an issue. T.Y. Hilton has always been a Titan killer. That much is a fact. Titan Tiger says the Colts are in the bag. We just got to be careful with overconfidence. And that's us. Us as fans. We can't be overconfident. I think the Titans are like, this is a must-win game. They're focused. We have to not be overconfident. Paulie D says, need to shut the door if we want to host a home playoff game. We have to take care of business. Agreed. Steven Crowder says, in other words, Titans win, they win the division regardless. I would say so. Tyler Wester says, offensive line needs to give Henry lanes. True. Crowder says, sweeping the Colts is number one priority because the Titans have the Rams after the Colts while the Colts have the Jets. Agreed. Definitely. Because they're going to play the Jets after this. We can't give them any confidence. Let's go ahead and shut the door on them, and then we go after the number one seed. Bryce Pat says, no, we'll beat the LA Rams. We'll get to the Rams next week. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Josh says, if we beat the Colts, we could get blown out by the Rams, and I wouldn't care. But if we look good on national TV, that is some good clout. Agreed. Now that I agree with. I mean, if we lose to the Rams, it ain't going to kill us. But even if we lose, say, 34-27 or 28-27 or 31-27 or something like that, we're still fine. Jane Ross says, how long is Fulton out? He's got to miss one more game, and he could be designated to return after this game. Tyler says, if we get after Wentz, T.Y. ain't going to be able to get him the ball. They're not going to be able to get him the ball. That's true. If we do the same thing we did against the against the Chiefs, Carson Wentz ain't going to be able to get him the ball. So that much is very, very true. So finally, y'all, before we do close everything out, again, if y'all want some TNT swag, make sure y'all hit my girl up, Miss Latoya Akinyemi, on Facebook, or you can hit me up on Facebook. You can hit her up on Instagram at Queen Butterfly Tees. Also, email queenbutterflytees@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter. Also, if you want a hat, hit up my guys at Out the Custom Cribs, and that's at out_the_crib_customs at Out the Crib Custom or at outthecribcustoms.com. So make sure y'all do that. But Mr. Weezer says this could be a trap game. I don't think so. They're taking this game very seriously. They are taking this game extremely seriously. They know that this is a division game, and they know they can't take this one lightly. And we do have the Rams and the Saints after that. Ken Wood said we need to beat the Rams. You guys saying it doesn't matter. Every game is important. If we want home field advantage, we need to win the rest of our games. Now, Kent, this is where I disagree with you. Yes, it would matter on the win-loss record. But as far as in the AFC, it would not matter. AFC matchups matter way more than NFC matchups. That's why when we lost to the Cardinals, it's not really the biggest deal in the world. Yeah, we got blown out. Cardinals are pretty good, are really good. It didn't really hurt us. This Colts game will hurt us if we lose. If the D plays like Sunday against Wentz, Hilton ain't no problem. Wentz ain't Mahomes. True. Big Titan TV says go for the sweep. Josh said we should beat the Saints, though. We'll see about that. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, y'all. But if we beat the Colts, we need to stack up wins. The Rams game potentially wouldn't matter too much unless we're short on wins and needed to get the bye. A good point. But finally, y'all, before we get out of here, it is time for our monthly edition of Shut Your Piehole. And I know I've done this for a couple of weeks now, but, you know, I got to have some fun. I got to have some fun with a couple of people who needs to shut that pothole. Stephen A. Smith, I remember the comment earlier saying Derek Carr is on the same level as Tannehill and that he would take a bunch of other quarterbacks over Tannehill. He said he would take Mahomes over Tannehill. Okay, that's understood. He would take Allen over Tannehill. Okay, that's understood too. He said he would take Joe Burrow over Tannehill. That's where Stephen A. Smith needs to shut his daggone pie hole. Because I'm like, Tannehill is a little bit better than Joe Burrow right now. He has more experience. Another shut your pie hole, as we've talked about many, many times, would have to be Chris Broussard, which we have hounded on Chris Broussard a lot. Talking about Taylor Lewan playing for the Buffalo Bills instead of the Tennessee Titans. Then there's Mr. Nick Wrong, who is basically a Chiefs fanboy who said on one of his shows, it would shock him. I expect the Chiefs to put up 35 on the Titans and score 4 within the first 4 drives. 4 out of the first 5 drives, he expects touchdowns. And Nick Wrong was, as usual, wrong. And I love the fact on that show, the rest of the panel let him have it. They picked on him like crazy, and Nick did not like it. He was like, I don't appreciate y'all picking on me and everything with that. And so Chris Broussard was like, I am so glad I did not have to sit and watch this game with Nick Wright because I would have had to hear him crying and everything. I would have loved to have watched the game with Nick Wright because I would have laughed at him. I would have laughed at him too. So, Nick Wright, shut your pie hole. Chris Broussard, you got us wrong. Shut your pie hole. I'll say a small, itty-bitty shut your pie hole to Shannon Sharp because he said Greg Landry. Although Greg Landry was a player in the league, he should have said Harold Landry. But I'll give Shannon Sharp a little bit of a pass. He doesn't always sound stupid like some of the other people do. Miss Evelyn chiming in says, I totally agree with TCB. Kill their momentum early, run the ball down their throats, take everything. I know that's right. Kidwood says, I got you. Thought it was based on how many wins and losses, and we're at the best record. Now, it is wins and losses, but I know they really based it also on AFC conference records and things like that too. So determining that. So that does help. Josh says, Austin Stanley wasted everyone's time for getting so worked up about Mason Kinsey. I don't know why he got worked up over Mason Kinsey. I'm just glad he got an opportunity and everything. So Mr. Weezer says Austin Stanley. He said Joe Burrow is tied with Tannehill. I think Tannehill's a little bit better. Josh says Shannon Sharp, calling Harold Landry Greg Landry. Stephen A. Smith needs to stick to the NBA. I mean, he's more in tune with NBA than he is NFL. Stephen A. knows a little bit about the NFL. Unlike Chris Broussard. Broussard needs to seriously stick to basketball. Josh said, let's be honest. The national media isn't prepared to talk about the Titans. Why why they're making so many bad takes. They're going to have to get used to it. Understood. Because the fact of the matter is, you got to watch games to know the team. You got to do that. Balderbeer says, I'll never forgive Nick for how crazy he was talking about the Titans after we beat them in the playoffs a few years ago. Again, Nick Wright is from Kansas City. He is a Kansas City Chiefs fanboy. So he, I agree. Nick Wrong is a dummy who is an idiot. I do agree. But he's showing his bias. He's showing his subjectiveness to the Chiefs. He's biased towards them. We all see that. Let's see. Tyler says, couldn't help watching ESPN and whatnot because all of them just kept talking about Kansas City playing bad. Not one, bad bone of them showed any love to the Titans. That's what a lot of the shows did. A lot of the show basically was like, what's wrong with the Chiefs? What's wrong with Mahomes? Defense sucks. That's all they kept talking about. Party said everybody who picked the Bills to win and they went ahead and picked the Chiefs to win. Shut your Piehole. Agreed. Shane said there was a take on us that it was very accurate with Mina and Marcus Spears. Yeah, Marcus Spears was pretty good on that one. I think they studied for that one. That much is true. But definitely all those people need to shut their pie holes indeed. So, everybody, I think that just about does it for today's show. First of all, I definitely want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you for helping me hit 1,000 subscribers again. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Help me get to 2,000 subscribers. I'm on my road for that. Again, I know we got up to over 50 people watching. I definitely appreciate that. And I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in and everything. I know I saw like 40 likes already. Let's keep that going. Smash that button. Thank y'all again for tuning into the show. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, everybody. And we going to tighten up because that's all we know how to do. Share the show. Hit the like button. I will see y'all Sunday as we take on the Indianapolis Colts, live from Indigo Night Bar. I'll be there ready to go, and we are going to have a heck of a good time with the live stream. Good night, y'all.